Hi guys, welcome back. This is my second video of the day. My name is Melissa and I'm always here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday, and I'm also uploading every other Sunday. On Friday I dedicate my channel to talk about missing children. Every other Sunday I'm going to be talking about different topics, and then Mondays and Wednesdays I'll be talking about true crime. So if y'all like any of that, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified every time I upload. If y'all saw my other video, yeah, I had makeup on and everything. I had another shirt. I just changed right now because I didn't feel like, and I took my makeup off because it was just like, no, I just want to be me. I want to be comfortable. So I'm here again with a second video. So today we're going to be talking about a true crime that happened on Easter. Happy Easter, y'all. I hope you're having a great day. I hope your kids got a lot of candy and found some eggs. I know my daughter got a lot of candies and a lot of eggs.
And my cousin.
And she got money. What was this when we were growing up? Because I don't remember getting money. Sure don't. Never got money. And for y'all adults, I hope y'all got a lot of, little things to drink, But I like to start my videos with a poem. I'm only, so on my other video, I don't start because they're an important topic. But I always like to start my true crime videos with the poem of the day. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and start with the poem of the day, y'all. So today we're going to be today's poem is on, it says, I am mature enough to forgive you, but I'm not dumb enough to trust you again. So that is the poem of the day. So guys, let's talk about a crime that happened on Easter. Can you believe it? A crime that happened on Easter? Why Easter? Like, Easter's supposed to be, Easter's supposed to be about, spending time with your family and nice and praying to God. Not this person. He had a whole new idea. So today we're going to be talking about the Easter murder. Deniss Depue. I don't even know if I'm saying his last name. Deniss. So who's Deniss, you may ask? Well, let's find out. On the Easter Sunday of April 15th, 1990, along a lonely road 12 miles outside of Coldwater, Michigan, Ray and Maria Turner set off on a leisurely drive in the country, as they did every weekend. In just a matter of minutes, their routine Sunday outgoing would place the original law-obtaining couple at the center of stages and audience mystery. As they drove south on the Snow Pier Road, a van sped up from behind and passed them. One of the games they would play while driving was making names of license plates. Maria noticed the van license plates began with the GC, so she came up with GC. Is he really in a hurry? Several times down the road, the Turners came across the van and its driver a second time. As they approached an old schoolhouse, Maria saw him walking behind it with the bloody blanket. As they passed the school, she noticed that the van parked between the building and a large tank. Minutes later, the van pulled. Sorry guys, my eyes. Like, I can't even wear my glasses comfortable anymore because just my eyes are just not working with me. So I'm just gonna keep them off the whole video because I just don't want to do that. As they passed the school, she noticed the van parked between the building and a large tank. Minutes later, the van pulled up behind them again and rode their dumper nearly 2 miles. The ternary game helped Maria remember the first two letters of the van license plate, which she wrote down on a piece of paper. Finally, Ray turned off the highway. When he did, the van pulled out to the side of the road. Then they decided to turn around and come back and attempt to give a full license plate number. As they approached, they noticed that the man was changing his license plates. Maria also noticed the front passenger door was covered with blood. Fearing the worst, the Turners returned to the schoolhouse to search for the bloody blanket. They found out it particularly stuffed into a small animal hold. Then immediately went and contacted the police. On an otherwise pleasant spring afternoon, they had changed upon evidence of a shocking crime. A crime which marked the complete and tragic disintegration of a family. they witnessed the final chapter of a bitter, heated conflict between a husband and a wife, which ended in murder. To outward appearance for 6 years old Deniss Depue and his 48-year-old wife Marlena of Coldwater had a comfortable middle-class life. Both had great careers. He was a state of Michigan property sorcerer, while she was a Coldwater High School counselor. Together they were raising 3 healthy children. But beneath the surface, smoldering temptation threatened to erupted in any moment. After the children were born, Deniss grew solemn and withdrawn. He began to isolate himself from the family and caused Maria of turning the children against him. The Depue's daughter, Julie, recalled that they did not fight with each other. In fact, they rarely talked to each other at all. Marlene told her co-worker, Anna Duckel, that she was unhappy with her marriage. And in 1989, after 18 years of it, she finally gave up and filed for divorce. When asked why she wanted to get a divorce, she said the marriage was broken up. She told her lawyer, Rich Collerback, that she wanted to be more of her own person, raising a family as she saw fit. She felt that Deniss was trying to dominate her, run her life, and not allow her to make decisions that she wanted to make. Deniss agrees to let her have permanent custody of the children. Regarding their property, he was very willing to allow her to have most of the property that she wanted. Despite Deniss' attempt to keep the marriage intact, their divorce became final in December of 1989. He was granted bi-weekly visitation rights, but the children were often reluctant to spend time with him. He was also granted access to the guest house, which he used both as an office and an excuse to maintain control over his family. After the divorce, Marlene changed all of the locks in the house doors. Despite this one day, she came home and found him sitting on the couch. She had no idea how he got in because he did not have access to the new keys for the doors. She told Anna that she was frightened about that. And then one day, out of the blue, Deniss dedicated his co-workers Jen Markvisi that he was attempting suicide and murder. On Easter Sunday of 1990, Deniss arrived to pick up the 2 children for a visit. Julie had already refused to go with him when their son Scott asked to stay a bit longer. Deniss became angry with him. Marty and Deniss then got into an argument which he blamed her for ruining his life. As he pushed her down the hallway, he began to hit her as her children pleaded with him to stop. Then he pushed her down the stairs and she fell into a letting. He wanted her and begged to hit more. The oldest daughter, Jennifer, ran to the neighbor's house to call the sheriff's office. At the same time, Deniss took a severe injury Marie up the stairs as he dragged her out of his van. He told the children that he was going to take her to the hospital. Julie noticed that she was not walking on her own. When Julie called out to her, she did not respond, appearing to be in daze. The Depues never arrived at the hospital. Sheriff deputies and the Michigan State Police immediately began a search for them. That same afternoon, the Torners witnessed Deniss' strange activities and found the bloody blanket in the yard of the schoolhouse. The area was quickly cordoned off. The authorities began to assume the worst. Marlene was probably dead. They discovered several fresh tire tracks and a large pool of blood at the scene. The tracks were later matched to Deniss' van. The bloody blows was Marlene. The next day, a highway worker discovered Marlene's body just off Dexter Road in Bethlehem Township, midway between the schoolhouse and her home. She had been shot once in the back of the head. Just a day later, Deniss sent a series of wild, rambling letters to friends and relatives in which he tried to testify her death. To Jen, he wrote, Marlene had many opportunities to treat me fairly during this divorce, but she chose to strain it out, trick me, lie to me, and when you lose your wife, your children, and home, there's not much left. I was too old to start all over. Altogether, Deniss sent a total of 7 letters postmarked in Virginia, Ohio, and Oklahoma. Based on the letters, Anna felt that he was trying to say that Marlene's friends were the ones that caused her death, even though he was the one that pulled the trigger. Marlene's parents felt that the only closure they could regarding her loss would be to have Deniss caught. 3 months after the murder, Deniss sent copies of a 13-page letter to a number of friends and relatives. It felt like a series of chilling word resolutions, which takes literally from the Bible throughout, and I For an eye, a tooth for a tooth, or a lie for a lie, or a life for a life. I realize that vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, but sometimes the Lord is busy doing other things. The case first aired on March 20 in 1991. An episode. It was also featured on the ID show My Man with the Van. And there's just other stuff. And they also have. So if y'all want to see it, that's where they have. Wrestling has been theorized that the beginning of production of the broadcast was used as an inspiration for the opening scene in the 2000 movie Jeepers Creepers. I haven't seen that movie, so y'all seen it. Y'all may know what I'm talking about, but I haven't seen it. The result: the case was solved. At 8:38 p.m. in the night of the broadcast, a woman named Maria arrived at her home outside Dallas, Texas. Her boyfriend, Hank Queens, was already there. His van was parked in the driveway, which was Give me a second, guys. We already was already there. His van was packed in the driveway, which was out of the ordinary because he usually kept it inside the garage. When she came inside, he told her that his mother was very ill and that he needed to take her an emergency trip home. He asked her to make him some sandwich for the trip. She felt that something else was going on, but was not sure what was. As he gathered up his clothes and some personal items, he gave her instructions on preparing the food for his trip. After putting his belongings in the van, he said goodbye to her. She could tell something was troubling him. She had a feeling that she would never see him again. Later that night, Maria was shocked to learn that Hank was actually Deniss and that he had just been featured on the broadcast. She believes that he was watching the show and deliberately keeping his distract in the kitchen so that she would not see it and he could leave. Essentially, she had been suspicious of him in the past, asking a private investigator to look into him. Nothing was found at the time. One of Mary's friends called to telecenter and provided authorities with the Texas license plate number of Deniss' van. For hours later, his life came to a violent end just across Louisiana and Mississippi state border. When Louisiana state troopers spotted Deniss' van, they attempted to pull him over. He led police on a 15-mile high-speed chase and broke through two police barricades. Warren County, Mississippi Sheriff Byrd told his deputies that if the van refused to stop, they should shoot out his front tires. They missed the front ones but got both back ones. Deniss traveled about a half a mile before his van came to a stop at around 4 a.m. After firing 2 shots through his windshield, a deputy and another thought an open window, he turned his gun on himself and took his own life. Paul believes that he intended to die that night, either by the deputies or by his own hand. Deniss was the first fugitive featured on the broadcast to have committed suicide. And that is the crazy story of Deniss. This story is just, to me, shocking, because like, why is it that like men say that they're okay with suicide? I mean, with getting a divorce, but then you're really not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Some man, and like, I feel like when it comes to me, like, I feel like he was just trying to blame her. He couldn't take responsibility for his mistakes. I mean, we don't know, y'all. We don't. But I mean, I don't know if you call it justice because he didn't pay for the crime, but I mean, at least he won't hurt nobody. At least he didn't hurt anybody. I mean, he took his life, but is that really justice? Do you really call that justice when somebody really doesn't pay for the crime and they take the easy way out? Do y'all call that justice? I don't know. I think I do. I don't know. Do y'all call it justice? I don't know. Me, I think it is, but I mean, at least the family don't have to go through a trial and wait and relive that whole life again. I mean, and I hope his kids are doing good, and I hope they're living their lives and in peace, and they have a happy family. And I hope if they ever watch this video, I hope your mom is resting in peace, and I hope you're okay now, and and you're living a good life like your mom would probably want y'all to live. Bye.